Hey everyone, got something a bit different for you here today. We're downstairs in my living room and I'm slouching because I want you to get the full view of this beautiful acoustic 450 amp. I got it back yesterday. My friend Peter went through it and made sure that everything worked as it was supposed to. We even got the original foot switch here, which spent about 40 years in a barn, in a box, and you know, plugged it in. It worked like a charm. He just needed to, you know, go through the foot switches because they were a bit, you know, slow. Anyways, so here's the acoustic Solid State 450 amp. It used to belong to my uncle who sadly passed away last year. This was his gigging amp. It's really loud. I tried to plug it into my audio interface yesterday. It worked okay, but you kind of miss the point with having this amp if you're not using it with a cabinet. Sadly, I don't have any decent microphones to mic up cabinets, at least not at home. So hopefully this will turn out somewhat decent. I'm using the Rode VideoMic Pro that I got on my camera to capture the audio of this one. So hopefully it doesn't sound too bad, and hopefully this will be a somewhat informative video of this classic solid state amp. So without further ado, let's get to some trying out of the amp. I'm plugged into input number 2 here, which is a padded input, and you won't be seeing my face as much because I want you to see the amp. So input number 2, got it set for normal and for bass here. So here we go. And the humming noise that you're probably hearing right now is not coming from the cabinet, which is a Hughes & Kettner QSA10 Pro cab. It's actually coming from the amp itself, the amp head, and it's the circuits who are, you know, making this funny noise. So with that being said, let's get to some playing. The volume is set for about, you know, 9 o'clock and it's really loud. This setup is pretty much the complete opposite of what people are using today, you know, lightweight cabinets and lightweight amps, but it's cool. Okay, so let's get to it with the controls. All right, everything is set to 12 o'clock right now, so here we go. So treble all the way off. And all the way up. And all the way up. And bass all the way off. That made a shiner rattle. So that's the parametric EQ. Then we have the graphic equalizer here. So got a boost and cut from -20 to +20 at 70 Hertz, 140 Hertz, 280 Hertz, 1100 Hertz, and 2200 Hertz. And it's a pretty... gonna dial down volume. it's a pretty narrow Q on this one. So yeah, that's the graphic equalizer. I read that it's better to use it to cut away some frequencies than use it to boost these particular frequencies. So yeah, that was the suggestion anyways. So that's the EQ. So let's get to the fun part. It has distortion. Demonetized right away. So that's the distortion about this. So the fun part with this amp is that it's got two modes. It's got bass mode and it's got lead mode, and you got a normal and bright switch here. So here's distortion in bass mode. Let's get into lead mode. So there's a lot more clank and spank to that tone, I have to say. And look at this. The foot switch still works, so the distortion is kinda fuzzy and nasty, so let's do something a bit crazy. Let's go into input number 1, which is not padded, which should give us This is not a hi-fi sounding distortion. Let's do some more of this. Dial back some bass. Go into lead mode and let's try the bright switch as well. Oh, that was harsh. That's some solid state distortion for you there, boys and girls. EQ is flat. So with treble all the way off, and let's try this. That was pretty cool. I maxed out on the mids. It's still pretty, you know, the distortion is cool, but it's not. Better at a more moderate gain. At least to my ears. this amp really shines when you got it set for a completely clean tone, at least if you ask me. This amp was, as far as I know, pretty much famous for being incredibly clean and useful for especially, you know, bass players like my uncle, who like, he kind of liked this tone, you know, pretty bassy. I'm using the woofer pickup, I should say. That was a tone I really enjoyed, and all I did was use the woofer pickup. So here's the P pickup and woofer. Rolling off the tone on the woofer. That was really cool, using it with the woofer pickup. Using it with a woofer pickup really, you know, was pleasing to the ears. So there you have it, a quick demo slash tryout of the Acoustic 450 bass head. This is a pretty ghetto recording of this demo. I don't even know if I should call this a demo. This is more of a, you know, rig vlog or a gear vlog or what have you. It's a really cool amp head. It plays extremely loud, extremely clean. I tried it yesterday with a bunch of pedals in front of it, and it delivers beautifully. It's noisy. Like, there you go, there we go, we're rid of the background noise. It's noisy, but it's really cool. It's a solid state head. It's heavy and it's awesome. It has a ground reverse switch here, which thankfully is bypassed and surgically removed, because I read that you can really mess yourself up with this switch, like get electrocuted, and you don't want that, kids. So yeah, I'm really happy that this amp works as well as it does. Hopefully I'll bring it out to a gig in the future. Show up with this big rig after, you know, this crazy lockdown thingy has ended. So with all that being said, boys, girls, cats, dogs, everyone, thank you so much for watching this crooked neck demo video thingy of the Acoustic 450 head. Hopefully it wasn't too useless for you. So with that being said and done, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.